Alright, we should be live. I would say.
I'll get my YouTube up, I guess. Let's see. Oh, that's a notification, mate.
That's good.
Yeah, we're live.
Let's get into it. How you been, mate?
Yeah, good. Thanks, yourself.
I've been good. Did you enjoy the weekend? Did you enjoy the footy or what?
Yeah, no, most of the games are pretty good. There's only 1 or 2 games that I thought were a bit rubbish.
Which ones?
Well, Para versus Cronulla.
Oh, that's
one
probably
of them.
because of the result. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what was a great game.
Go on.
The Cowboys Raiders game. That was a special game.
It wasn't
To
too
be
bad
honest,
of a game.
not too many people saw that win coming from the Cowboys, though, did they?
No. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
Guys, if you're in the live chat, let us know about our audio, our video. If anything drops out, just let us know. Also, if you want to get involved in the show, just send some stuff through the chat and we'll get to that. But let's start with the first game of the round. It ended up being a cracker. The Storm beat the Rabbitohs 15-14. The Daily M points in that one was 3 points to Harry Grant, 2 points to Ryan Pappenhausen, and 1 point to Munster, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the game?
I'll be honest here.
Yep.
After the first half, I was like, oh no, the Rabbitohs are no good. I went to bed.
Oh, you went to bed?
I went to bed at half time.
No.
So then I didn't actually get to see the second half. And then I woke up in the morning. I've got a text from my brother. And he's like, how about that Storm Rabbitohs game? I'm like, what do you mean? Storm smashed them. Went on NRL.com. Well, 15-14.
I can't believe you went to bed. Well, it looked like the Storm were going to run away with it. I think they had all their points within like the first half an hour or something.
Yeah, I think they scored their last try, on the 23rd minute.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the Rabbitohs are just bad. They looked horrible in that first half.
They looked horrible.
They looked like a bottom 8 team.
Well, even until like 20 to go, they weren't looking too crash hot.
Okay.
And then they started to just find a pass. It felt like they probably should have won in the end. They bombed about 5 tries.
Yeah.
And then Latrell Mitchell, I think he kicked 1 from 4, something similar to that. And then,
from the field goals?
No, from just the conversions.
Oh.
Had a shocker with a boot. So if he had to kick one of them, they probably would have won.
Mm.
And then he kicked a cracker from
Yeah, I did say that one.
40 out, 2-point field goal to send it to extra time. It's funny how many 2-point field goals we've seen when a lot of people said we wouldn't see one.
Yeah. We're saying, how many, has there been any to win a game?
I think Aaron Reynolds has kicked one from memory to win a game.
To win or tie it up?
I can't remember.
How long has that rule been in for? 2 years?
Only last year.
So last year and now this year. Okay.
Some good news for the Bunnies here. Yeah, they're 2-0, but to still be in a game against the Storm in Melbourne after they were shocking. They were really bad. I thought Cam Murray was really good in that game too. Didn't poll a point. No. That seems to be a common theme going on right now in the NRL. But I thought the Rabbitohs to still be in that game, it was a great effort, but they probably didn't deserve the points. It's going to be interesting this week against the Roosters because you can throw the form out with both those sides when they play each other.
Can you?
Yeah, you can. There was a couple of years ago, the Bulldogs beat the Rabbitohs. The Bulldogs were nothing. The Bulldogs beat the Rabbitohs. It was going into the Rabbitohs game. Everyone thought the Rabbitohs would get spanked. They ended up putting 60 on them. So you can absolutely throw form out the window.
Was that last year?
No, the year before.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, so you think they got it right with the man of the match in that one? Well, you don't know.
I only watched the first half, but from watching the first half, yeah.
Right.
Give the points to them.
All right, let's go to the game 2. St. George Illawarra Dragons versus the Penrith Panthers. The Penrith Panthers win 20-16. Isaiah gets man of the match in that one. What did you think? I know you didn't like a couple of calls in this game. You want to go through them?
Right. So it was about the 25th minute, wasn't it? The apparent late shot on Sean O'Sullivan from Jane Sewer.
That was terrible.
I thought it was crazy. Like, it wasn't late, wasn't high. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, you have to pressure if a playmaker's taking the ball into line. Like, what else are you gonna do if he dummies that and runs through?
He gets dropped.
Yeah, exactly.
He lets him just run through the line. I thought they talked about making contact with the head. I thought it was a head clash to start with.
Yeah, we
head clash.
Yeah, we watched it in slow motion earlier, and it seemed to be a head clash.
Nah, I think it's a real bad call.
Yeah.
As for the Zach Lomax one, I didn't have as big a problem with that. I didn't think it was a.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have scored a try. The ball went straight down Ravala's throat. But like I said to you, he changed his angle.
No,
Like,
well,
you got to run back towards the ball.
He's running here
Yeah.
because his man's running there.
Yep.
Then the ball goes behind him. What do you expect him to just stop?
Yeah, but you can't.
But
it doesn't matter if he doesn't need to do it. You can't run in front of the path of the guy running towards the ball.
Yeah, mate. Well, I think I might just be a little bit filthy on it because I got him in Dream Team.
All right.
So that might be.
What do you think of the game anyway?
I thought it was a pretty good game. I thought that Panthers were looking good when they were a man up.
Yep.
And then after Jaden Sewell came back, I thought the Dragons looked a lot better.
Dragons are a better side than what I think a lot of people give them credit for too.
After that halftime break, I thought they were all right.
Ben Hunt can control a game really well. I think they'll be really good front runners if they can kick out to leads. I think not many teams will be able to chase them down. Playing from behind, I don't really know about them. You know what I mean? I think they've got to start well to finish well.
We just saw them
Play
from behind,
and not win.
Yeah, but they came real close.
Does it matter?
I mean,
is anyone going to think in 16 weeks, geez, they were close to beating Penrith?
Well, you never know.
No one gives a shit if you don't win. You got to win. So I don't think they're going to be a team that's going to be able to play from behind. A lot of people saying the Dragons were robbed. I think you said if Penrith played like they did in the first half and the second half, it wouldn't have even been a contest.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that to me the day after.
Okay, well, there you go.
Which I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
I think the Dragons were good, but I think similar to Melbourne in that first game, they started really well and then just shut up shop.
And I think I also said something about them getting sin binned. Those two sin bins. Maybe if they're 13 for the entire 80, could be a little bit different, but we'll never know.
We won't. All right, on to the Roosters. Manly slump to 0-2. Roosters 26, Manly 12. Sam Walker gets the 3 points in this one. Kiri 2. Takeaho 1 point. Manly Seagulls are the only team in the comp where not one player has polled a point all season in the Daily M's.
Well,
and they got the reigning Daily M medalists.
Well, you got to think about it. Like, I don't think anyone could see Tom Dvojevic coming out and having the season that he had last year. But now teams are kind of aware of what he can do. I think they're just locking him down. And like a lot of Manly's attack, it comes from Tommy.
All right. I think you've got no video, mate.
Do I?
So try and fix that up for me.
Bloody hell.
And I'll keep going.
What's doing?
I think they miss Schuster.
Schuster?
Yeah. I think they miss Schuster a lot. I think he adds a point of difference on the edge there for them. And without that going left, everyone's just watching Tommy the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really big loss for them. I'm going to try and reload Denny's.
It's the same numbers. So.
Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
He's back.
Back in business. Right, nice. Joshy Schuster, a ball playing back rower that can provide a bit of attacking prowess.
Just a bit of it's a point of difference for him though.
Yeah.
Like, when he's got the ball, defensive lines aren't just worrying about what's out the back because he can run the ball, he can pass, he can play inside, he's even got a good short game there.
Yeah.
So when he's got the ball, people are worried about him. Right now, it's where's Tommy? What's Tommy doing?
Yeah.
And teams don't give a crap about anyone else in the side. They've not been able to get that shift play to their left that they dominated everyone with.
Yeah.
On like once this year. So they're really struggling there. We've got a good question here. Do you reckon that try off the scrum for the Broncos was a try? I said this to you before.
Yeah.
I've constantly defended the bunker on the obstruction rule because they've made it, if the player runs into the outside shoulder, it's no try. If they run into the inside shoulder, it is a try. They've just gone back on that in one instance. Now, do I think he was really impeded? No. But I want the rule to be black and white. I think if you run at the outside shoulder, that means you've got it wrong as an attacker. Take away the try.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm with you there.
So, no, I do not think it's a try. It's flashy.
Even though he probably wouldn't have made a difference, whether it was inside shoulder or outside shoulder.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't matter. If we're going to go, is he impeded, that invites flopping into the game, and I don't like that at all. Because any person that takes any contact is going to fall to the ground and then it's is he impeded. But we saw with Mitchell Moses, he went down on the weekend, but he got run into the inside shoulder, so there was no penalty, which I like. All right, let's go on to the next one. The Titans defeat the Warriors 20-18. Both Fermor gets the 3 points in this one. I thought Marzu was really good in this game.
Greg?
Yeah.
Old boy Greg? Yeah, no, he's really good. He was a strong ball runner. Got a couple... What did he have? Double?
I think
double down the right edge. And he looks really hard to tackle. He just looks like one of those short, stocky blokes.
Yeah. It looked like the Warriors only decided that they could win the game halfway through the game.
Yeah, after the first...
Well, didn't the Titans scored like in the first couple of minutes?
Yeah, first set.
Yeah.
First set, AJ Brimson just directing it.
I don't know if Ash Taylor's injured or what's going on, but he was really bad.
He was woeful.
He was really bad. He didn't look like he wanted to be there.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't get involved at all, barely. When they were playing the ball, he'd go stand on the other side of the ruck.
I think you said he was the biggest ball avoider in that game.
He was, 100%.
He looked like he was just going on whatever side of the ruck the ball wasn't. But I think he missed 11 tackles when it was all said and done.
Mate,
really ordinary.
I'll be surprised if he's in first grade in the next couple of weeks.
When Sean Johnson's back.
Sean Johnson's back. Anyone's back.
I was disappointed because it was his chance, really.
Like,
there was no guarantee he was going to get any game time this year.
Yeah.
They brought him in because Sean Johnson was injured. And then he gets his big moment against his old club to be like, you know what? You just let me go.
Yeah.
Here's what you're missing out on. And he just didn't take the game on at all. Not one bit.
He was bad. He was really bad.
I thought the Warriors through the middle, when they got their game on, you can see there's power through that middle. Adam Fanua, Blake, Reece Walsh jumping on the end of it. And
he looked
people
good.
start to panic.
Reece Walsh looked quick.
I know. But that's what someone asked me today. That's how they got to play. They've got to go through the middle.
Yeah.
And Reece Walsh on the back of that. And stuff these blocks, stuff the side to side because they look terrible going side to side.
Yeah.
But when they get on through the middle and just get a roll on, that's when the Warriors look at their best. That's pretty much throughout the year. Their offload second phase, that's when the Warriors play their best footy off the cuff.
Yeah.
That's how I think they've got to play. There's no more structure for them.
Yeah, just with Matt Lodge only played 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, he was sick.
He was sick, yeah. That's been confirmed.
Oh, we hope so.
Yeah, well, he was vomiting.
Bad news for fantasy people if he wasn't sick. Who they got this week, the Warriors? Let's have a look. I think they got Tigers.
Tigers, that should be an easy win.
So that could be a good game for them to get their season started. The Tigers only $2.10 in that game. Jesus.
So what's...
$1.70.
Get on the Warriors, mate. $1.70.
Yeah, $1.70. This guy says, Zane Humphrey says, how bad was Ockenbaugh for the Dogs? Do you think he should be sacked?
No. Don't think he should be sacked. I mean, he was caught out a couple of times, yeah.
I think one of them should have been a penalty to the Bulldogs off the scrum. He got caught out there, so that should have been a penalty. I don't think it was... People put a lot of stock in wingers, though. Tell you who... we'll talk about it when he gets the game. I've been so impressed with Josh Adokar.
He's been good, hasn't he?
He's been, but he's playing different to what he did at Melbourne. He's trying to be a leader. He's taken control of kind of being the team's energy. You can see it every time there's anything, a drop ball.
Who did he take into touch?
Big tackle. He took...
It was a big back rower.
I can't remember. Yeah, I remember. Oh, no, it was it Ricky?
It was Jordan Ricky, yeah.
Yeah, he tried to take him on the outside. He took him in touch.
Ricky's a big boy. Jordan Ricky's a big boy.
I said with Josh Adokar going there, he's not going to have too much of a impact on that side on the wing.
Yeah.
He's used to just laying on tries and just, did have to do a lot at Melbourne.
Yeah.
He's taken ownership of that team and he's having a real crack.
Yeah.
And he's not kicking stones being on the wing. I know he want to play fullback. He's not kicking stones out there. I think it's really good signs, personally.
Yeah, for sure.
For the Bulldogs.
For sure.
Well, let's go on to... I think we missed the game here. Wait on. There's the Sharkies game.
Let's skip it.
My personal favourite game of the round. The Sharks defeat the Parramatta Eels 18-16. Brother, what's doing?
It was just a stitch up, Just the refs, man.
The refs?
Yeah. No. Look.
The late tackle on Mitchell Moses, we got a question. Sin bin or not?
The late tackle? What was the late tackle?
Tej Wilton. I think he tackled him
in the air.
To kick the ball in the air.
I don't think it's a sin bin. He tacked his legs. But just play on.
I don't know. They've been cracking down on that. I think that's probably... I think it was probably a sin bin. I thought it was one of the worst ones. But there's one against Pat Carrigan that I dead set have tackled my dog harder than he got tackled. But anyway, let's move on. Para. I thought they were good in patches, but they have a problem beating teams that they're meant to beat.
Yeah.
It's been for years.
It's been forever.
Yeah. Well, they'll come up against Melbourne, and you know they're going to have a red hot crack against Melbourne.
Yeah.
That's just the team they are. But they had the Sharks beat the other night, and the Sharks just come back, and I know you could feel it coming. It was like 20 seconds to go, and you felt like the Sharks might as well have had 3 hours to go because you knew that they were going to come over the top of them. I think it ended up being like one of the last plays of the game. Heath Wilton goes over.
Well, it would have been the last play of the game, wouldn't it? Was it the 5th tackle too?
I don't know.
It might have been 5th tackle. That's what it is.
Where's your head at with Para not being able to ice these games? I thought Nathan Brown, when he got on, was really good. I thought Ray Stone, he brings a lot of energy to your defence.
Yeah. I think Nathan Brown's got to play more minutes.
Yeah.
Like what he does up through the middle. I mean, you can't really... What's the word? Like, you can't just throw in anyone there and they'll do a job. Like, they'll get their tackles and that and whatever. But he brings something a bit more. Like a bit of oomph, I guess.
I think fans underestimate the power of a little bit of fear in the middle. Well, no one's going to like being tackled by Ray Stone.
Yeah. No.
I look like he murders people out there.
He does.
And that, even having him in the line, that's a little bit of like, okay, we don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Even though we want to get to our spots. Like, no one's going to want to just one out Ray Stone. Nathan Brown brings that a lot. Every tackle, he feels like he wants to kill the person.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I really like Nathan Brown.
But I think he's built your game on the end of that last year. On the back of that, at the end of last year.
And he runs hard too. He's not the biggest of blokes, but he'll run.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting this week because typical Parasite, they'll probably come out and beat Melbourne after losing to the Sharks.
Andrew says it was 5th tackle.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts even more.
All right, on to my favourite game of the round. I didn't see this coming. I don't think many people seen it coming. Cowboys defeat the Raiders 26-6. Jason Tamalolo gets man of the match. He'll be paying $1.20 anytime the Cowboys win to get man of the match.
Yeah, for sure.
Townsend gets 2 points. Wow.
The saviour.
I thought he was bang average again.
Who would you have in there?
I thought Dearden played good both weeks. But probably the back rower. What's his name?
Nanai?
Yeah, Nanai.
You think he deserved it?
He scored a good try too.
Missed a fair few tackles.
Yeah, he did. But
he's only young. I mean,
we'll give it to him.
Yeah. All right. So he gets the 1 point, and
yeah.
Who got 1 point in the game?
Hamaso Tabuwafa.
So the Hammer gets 2, and then
I think he's been playing alright at fullback.
He's been good.
Yeah, I thought he was good against the Bulldogs as well. I keep looking back at that one and where he's offside, and they just check their run. Like the blocker gets in the way, and then Greenville has to check his run a couple of times, and it just stuffs up his rhythm there. But anyway, the Cowboys have they conceded the second least points in the competition. They haven't really played anyone worth. Neither of the teams that they've played I picked to make the semi-finals.
Raiders, Doggies.
Yeah, so I haven't picked them to make the semi-finals. On a different point, the Raiders. Any thoughts on them? Hodgson's down for the year now. That's a different topic, him down to the Eels. But what are your thoughts there? They've got no Fogarty, no Hodgson. Schneider's out for another week or so.
Is he out for another week after this
COVID.
week? I thought that was only a 1 week thingy.
Oh, I thought it was 2. Anyway, he might be back.
Could be 2. I'm not sure. Look, they've been hard done by with Jamal and Josh Hodgson going down. But I mean, they've got cover there.
That's 2 pretty important players for them.
Yeah, Tom Starling's not a bad hooker. Like, he's not one that you'd want starting. Like, off the bench, yeah, good.
They were terrible on the weekend. They were terrible.
I don't really remember much of that game. That was the last one on Saturday?
Yeah, that's the last one on Saturday.
Yeah.
They were bang average. And every man and their dog had them winning.
Yeah, I had them winning by quite a bit too. We thought that the line, what was the line? 3.5? We were like,
couldn't believe it.
That's highway robbery. So,
yeah. They had 44% of the ball, completed 56%. 300 post-contact metres. Ran for 600 less metres than the Cowboys.
So would you say that was more of a game of the Cowboys, played well, or
and probably defended well? Their average set distance was 34 metres per set.
Okay.
Which is terrible. They were really, really... And they diffused 29% of kicks too. I think it's disappointing for the Raiders and Raiders fans. I think they see a lot of talent down there. And I think we're going to see more of these games before we see more positive signs for the Raiders.
Well, you wouldn't want to hope so if you're a Raiders fan.
You wouldn't want to hope so. That sounds like a double negative.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't want to... No, you wouldn't want to hope so. Okay, I don't know.
We had... Oh, this is the first game yet? The first game on Sunday, the Knights defeat the Tigers. Jesus.
What a low game from the Tigers.
Jesus.
Their back three.
God.
Yeah, they just weren't starting their sets off right.
I think we spoke about it. During the game. I'm going to go get this dog. You keep talking here.
Yeah, right. We spoke about something earlier in the week, did we? What did we talk about in the middle of the week? Look, the Tigers was woeful. They couldn't complete their sets. I think they completed about 61%. They weren't getting to their kicks on fifth tackle. Like trying to run the ball. Nothing was doing for them.
They were terrible, mate. And I wasn't saying we spoke midweek. We spoke middle of the game.
Okay, middle of the game.
I said nothing that the Tigers did during the whole game was with any intent. Had no intent about anything. Running the ball, kicking the ball, tackling, nothing. It was like they went through the motions the whole game. It was terrible.
And then they'd get Newcastle in a bad spot and they'd give away a silly penalty.
Oh, some of the penalties.
Who was it? Tyron Peachy when he went for 10. Like, what are you doing, mate?
Was that one of the dumbest plays? That's probably the dumbest play of the year.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? You're not square at marker and then you just whack the ball out of his hands.
I tell you what, that's a person that doesn't give a shit about his team at all.
You saw him smiling.
Yep.
When after he chased the ball dead, he went over to the camera and did like this big old cheesy grin. Like,
so who brought him into the club?
Couldn't have been Madge. Surely not.
He's got to go. That's it. He's got to go.
Yeah, that Oliver Gildart bloke, that centre, I think he's just...
Seriously.
They had, I think it was maybe third or fourth tackle that the Knights were coming out of their end, and he just strips at the ball, clear as day.
Right now, the five captains thing was from, as soon as they named that, they were destined to fail this year.
Yeah.
And three of them have not even been at a club. Like, I think Tyron Peachy's one of them, Mamalaw's one of them, James Tarmo's been there for a year.
He's been there for more than a year, hasn't he? 2 years?
I can't remember.
Maybe even... I think this might be his third year.
James Tarmo was in the grand final with Penrith in 2020.
Was he?
Yeah, he captained him to that grand final.
So this is his second year,
yeah. Yeah, so only a year.
I thought he was there...
No, he's only been there for
like
a year.
3 years. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Maybe stop trying to correct me when you're wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, most of the captains have not even been at the club. So that puts no faith in people that are at the club.
Yeah.
And secondly, you got Tyron Peachy, who you've named captain of the club for some reason, and he comes out and does stupid, ridiculous things like that, puts their team under pressure when they're in a decent position.
Yeah.
Man.
There's one other thing. Ken Mamalo,
yeah.
With bombs.
Yeah, terrible.
Stop running up and jumping a metre in the air to try and catch it. Just catch it.
We got what happened with the Tigers that played against the Storm. I just think they out-enthused them early, the Storm, and when the Storm kind of got into the game, it was non-existent.
Yeah.
They had everything to play for on Sunday. No Ponga, no Daniel Saifidi,
no Clemmer,
no
Jaden Brayley.
They were there to be beat, the Knights.
Yeah.
And from the opening kickoff, they didn't do anything with any intent. Not one thing.
Yeah.
And then they were out-enthused. They were beaten on every single effort play. One player I will give some props to for most of the game. James Roberts was injured for most of that game. And he turned up and made his tackles and just kept making tackles, kept trying. And I think he ended up making a break in the second half. A good break.
He's usually not one of those players either.
Exactly. And he kept having runs, kept trying to make tackles. And I was watching him closely because he isn't one of those players. He's one of those players that when it gets hard, it gets too hard and he's over it.
Yeah. Who was that 17? Oh, Alex Seyfarth.
No, he had a shocker.
He was woeful. With the try when they came back on the short side, he just stands there, does nothing. And then there was another time he missed a tackle or something. And then, it's like, I missed a tackle. Now I'm injured.
When they went back on the short side, he was beat before they even tried.
Yeah.
He was absolutely beat. He didn't give a shit.
Well, back to the Storm Bunnies game,
Yeah.
when Ryan Papenhuyzen went to kick a field goal and one player
Yeah.
kind of made him step off his left and then go back that way. Like, why is he the only player that is chasing Papenhuyzen?
Yeah.
Like, there was Havili, who was just running up, like, just running.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that. And another player, we spoke about Josh Adokar, another player that I didn't think would have an impact on their side, Dane Gagai. Dane Gagai's been really solid at the Knights and he's taken it personally as well. Knows he's the leader of that club and is trying to be a leader. Obviously has a history with the Knights that's not that great. I think 3 wooden spoons there.
Bad.
So he wants to be a leader. He wants to see that club succeed. And they're in top
of the table.
Top of the table. Thoughts on Jake Clifford's first 2 rounds? I think
he's been good.
It's come from nowhere.
Yeah, I know. I think he's doing everything right. He's running the ball really well. Looks dangerous a lot of the time.
Yep.
His kicking game's great. Can kick goals. He's doing it all, really.
Now, I wanted to talk about the next 6 games for the Knights before we move on. The next 6 games for the Knights, they're top of the table now. They'll find out what kind of team they are at the end of these 6 games. So they've got the Panthers first.
Yep.
Then they got the Sharks. They got the Manly Seagulls. They got the Dragons. They got the Eels. They got the Storm. And if you even want to go one step further, then they go to the mighty Cowboys. Okay? So, what are your thoughts on that? Like, how many of those can you see them realistically winning? They've got a couple of those at home, but the Panthers one's in Bathurst.
If they are on a win streak, that's where the win streak ends. Up in North Queensland.
Imagine if they're 8-0 and they go up to North Queensland and get done.
Cowboys flog them 30-0 or something.
It'd be beautiful. No, but I don't know. How many games are you seeing picking up there?
Look, I think next week against Panthers, I think that's a tough one. But I can see them winning that game. Like, Panthers, they almost lost against the Dragons, and you got to think the Knights have been playing better than the Dragons.
And the Knights, when you win a comp, every team's up to play that team. They know they've got to be on their best.
Yeah.
But that'll take a lot out of them. So I can't see them bouncing through that unscathed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I can see them losing to the Sharks at Shark Park.
You know what? You can see him winning or losing that game. That's like an up in the air one.
Manly could be anything by round 5.
Well, you never know. Tommy could find
Catch
some
fire.
form again. Yeah, catch fire.
Yeah.
Well, round 5 last year is when he came back and he absolutely smoked the Titans.
They got the Bulldogs this week. Manly, what better game to kind of get your game on? And then they got the Raiders at home the week after, at Manly.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, tough run for the Knights. Let us know how many of those you think they can win, but I reckon that's a bit tough for them.
Well, people are saying Panthers' whole forward pack injured. What happened to Fish Harris? Was that head knock?
Panthers' whole forward pack injured. I've not heard about that.
No, well, they still got Liam Martin, Kikau, Leota, and I think Fish Harris are then injured.
Isaiah Yo's also got 2 man of the matches in 2 games as well.
He's been great.
Yeah.
He played 80 on the weekend.
Yeah, he's
but
been great.
I'm thinking that's only because Fish Harris went down.
All right, on to the last game. I've got a feeling this was my favourite game of the round. Am I?
The last game, Broncos, Bulldogs. No, that was a good game.
I thought it was my favourite. I've heard some people say it wasn't a great game.
Yeah.
It was my favourite game of the round. I thought both teams went out with a mindset to win the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Which everyone will say, every team does, but they both threw everything at this game.
Yeah.
Which I really like to see. You could see the Broncos were up for it. I thought the Bulldogs were outstanding. Energy, effort. Matt Burton's going to be such a difference for them.
Oh, how good were his kicks? Those kicks, mate, they would be a
I'd
nightmare
be
to
the same
catch.
too if I was at fullback, I'd be like, what do you want me to do? You
I
want
don't
to catch
know.
him?
Yeah, you're a coward.
Tell you what Marlo would have done? Attacked everyone.
He would have attacked. He would have knocked it about 20 metres forward. But that's the mindset you got to have. Actually, I like Ken Marlo as captain.
Yeah. Who's the captains? Rattle off the captains for me.
Ken Marlo.
Gun.
James Tamau.
Best player I've ever seen.
Tyron Peachy.
Top 10.
Who are the other ones? Is Luke Brooks one?
Luke Brooks is one.
Brooksy, and don't tell me it's Leilua.
I don't know who the 5th one is.
Me neither.
Here's the 5th one.
Yeah, who's got the 5th?
Oh, yeah, I knew Toho. James Fisher-Harris has done his shoulder. I knew Toho was out.
Yeah, we knew that. Anyone, can you please let us know the Tigers' 5th captain?
5th and final.
Yeah,
and best
please.
captain. Anyway, I thought the Bulldogs were really good. I thought they played some good footy.
Yeah.
Marshall King ended up finding some form. I don't think he started the game too well, but he definitely found his footing.
Yeah.
And I think it was because their forward pack was playing really well, and they're playing against a good forward pack in the Broncos.
Yeah.
They're finding some pleasure up the middle there, and then he was getting out, and he looked really dangerous.
Mm.
I don't know if Avarilo's the answer at halfback.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. But they've been playing pretty good footy. I'm just worried about that. Talk about the next 6. They got a tough run. They got all top 4 sides for the next 4 weeks.
The Bulldogs do.
Yeah, they got Manly, they got the Storm, they got the Bunnies, and they've got
Roosters. No, Penrith.
That's their next 4 weeks.
That's tough.
Yeah.
People are saying,
Dewey.
is Dewey the captain?
It's Dewey.
He's only been there for
Dewey.
a couple of years as well.
But Dewey's a good. They should have just named Dewey captain.
But he's out for a little while.
Yeah, I know.
So you got to name.
Hastings is out too for 2 weeks.
What's he done?
Yeah,
The
he
tackle,
came to throw.
the spear. Yeah, like why would you do that as well? Like I don't know.
Offering Gowie didn't help that.
Yeah,
He
holding
gets
up
him in
his.
a dangerous position, but
Yeah.
offering Gowie just throws him down.
Yeah, I think if offhand Gowie just holds him up, I think that might be fine.
Yeah.
Like so, then they don't dump him; they just hold him up.
It's dumb.
Yeah,
It's just stupid.
they would have known like, oh, he's going the wrong way. Like he's the wrong way up.
Yeah. I think their first 3 trials come off the back of a penalty or an error. Get him out of there and in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noffa was captain. He was in the leadership group last year. They ended up dropping him from there. I thought he was okay on the weekend, Norfoluma.
He wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
He's a strong ball runner.
No one gives a shit at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think until they move the coach on, people will blame Brooks as well. Brooks was really bad on the weekend.
Well, I mean, you saw some of the service he was getting from dummy half.
I know.
Like on last tackle, making a kick, he's getting the ball up here.
That's what I said to you too.
Yeah.
Who was the hooker? The Simkin? He just walked.
No, it wasn't Simkin. It was someone else. Simkin wasn't at halfback.
He just walks to play the ball.
At thingy.
And I said, this is what Luke Brooks has to deal with. He just walks to play the ball. Luke Brooks is standing there. Not even a blocker runs through. They throw it. He has to catch it over his shoulder. He just gets jammed.
So was that was Simkin that time?
I don't know.
But I remember they were getting back on side after a kick. And there was third tackle. And Simkin's walking back to the play the ball. As soon as he gets to the play ball, picks up. I remember I was telling you about that.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Anyway, good round of footy. I think it's been a great start to the year. Match has been competitive.
Yeah.
I think it's not a clear. There's not a clear 4 teams that are better than every other team in the comp this year. Who?
Storm. Penrith.
They only just beat the Tigers and they only just beat the Rabbitohs.
Oh, well, they've been missing a bit. So.
Penrith are clear above everyone.
Yeah.
But there's not a 100% team that you're like, oh, this team's going to win. This team's going to win every week.
Yeah,
Even
no.
the Roosters, they lost to the Knights.
Yeah.
Even the Knights, you feel like they can fall over at any point.
Yeah, well, we were saying it could be this week, it could be the week after. Like their next 6 games are kind of up in the air.
He says, Boa, you're keen for the Dragons Eels. I always am.
Right. When is that?
I don't think it's this week.
Dragons Eels?
No, it's not this week. Next week.
Oh man, are we going to that game?
Yeah.
We are?
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Bit of a derby round this round. We'll preview it further on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure that out. But derby round this round. It's got Rabbits, Roosters, Sharks, Dragons, Cowboys, Broncos. Seems like a no-brainer to name it derby round.
Does it?
Does it not? But it's not. It's multicultural round.
Is it? That's just like what Aboriginal and like New Zealand.
I think Indigenous people in the game. And they've changed their logo to a yellow logo.
NRL have
Yes.
on the app.
For the week.
Well, it's not coming up on my app. My app doesn't like the Indigenous, apparently.
All right. Well, that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back next week.